Stabilize!
Game's up. Fun's over. Witness the power of Gua. Huh?
I will have order!
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Rain cutter. See? Fire, fire, hands on fire! Busted. Rain outlines your face.
Let's get it on! Ha!
Into the wind.
I'm going in!
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Here comes the finale! Gloves off! Look alive! Hi!
Huh?
Teamwork is dreamwork! Buckle up!
Step right up. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Let's get this show on the road! Ow! I'm going in! Let's get it on! Ha!
Into the wind. Time to go. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Come.
You asked for it!
Huh?
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dream! Hi!
A round of applause.
Gather!
Witness the power of Gua. Know my sword. Rain outlines. Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now.
This is order! Solidify!
Things are about to get dicey. Busted.
Cross over!
Let me weave you a verb.
Stabilize!
Here comes the catch. Off we go.
Your coming was foretold. One with nature. For the eternal oasis.
Let's light it up.
The wind knows me.
I'm going in!
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Here comes the finale! Now disappear!
oasis at long last.
Look alive! Ha! Everybody stand back! Gloves off! Playtime's over. Let's get this show on the road!
Huh?
One with nature.
Hi!
Clouds hide. The birds call into the wind.
Going in!
Wind strike.
Ha! You asked for it! Let's light it up!
Care for the
Solidify.
dance? Dance with me!
Gotcha!
Order guide you.
Rain cutter!
The show's
No, my
only
sword.
just begun.
Rain outlines... Game's up. Fun's over.
See? Time to go!
Unfortunate fault. This is order.
Things are about to get dicey. Let me weave you a verse. Huh? Time to act.
Hurry up.
Higher, dance on fire!
Gather.
Witness the power of Google. Busted.
Order guide you.
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly. Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword.
This is order.
Off we go. Everybody stand.
Let's get it on!
As one with wind and cloud. A round of applause. Clever trick. And voila! Now
Huh? Teamwork is trick.
Gloves off! Look alive!
Let's light it up.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Everybody stand back.
Here comes the finale!
Huh?
Buckle up! You asked for it!
Going in.
Let's get it on!
Clever trick. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Wind strike. A round of applause. And voila!
Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Silly churl, Billy
Osmantha.